Hello, hello, if you can hear me, let me know. As with every stream, if you're tuning in post, if you're tuning into the VOD of this video, please skip ahead. There's a timer on screen that lets you know when the stream starts. Maybe one day I should like record that audio and just have it play at the start of every stream, or have a button for it. I think that'd be really convenient. Make a post about this on Blue Sky, the only I really use nowadays. In 3 years, that comment might be incredibly dated, but not yet. The irresponsible Captain Tyler. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna go Google that. Well, this looks like an anime. How long ago was this? 93? Oh my gosh. Insane of you. Where do you even find this? Actually, don't tell me. Don't tell me where you find this. That's cool. Yeah, it's incredible. I don't think I've ever seen this before, but it looks like it ran from 1989 to 1996. 7 years is a good long time. 9 volumes. Awesome. Hello, triple person. Nice to see ya. Hello, what is this? This is the game Break. We're covering Break, the TTRPG. Covering it in 2-ish minutes. I bought the DVD set. Awesome, cool, great. A good way to watch anime. Purchasing the DVD set. I'm surprised you have a working DVD set in the year of our Lord 2025. That's certainly something. You might be one in a million. Let's see. I am hopefully not rusty. I'm doing this properly by the time we start the stream. We'll see. We'll see for sure. Oh, right. That's another question, my friend. You have a CD-ROM reader on your computer? Actually, that's more common than a DVD player, right? I no longer have a CD-ROM reader in my computer. I have a USB connected CD-ROM reader that I've never ever used, but I do have in case I ever need it. So. Oh, you've already read Break. Fantastic. If I get anything wrong, feel free to correct me. I know this game has a good reputation already, so this is one of the games where I feel like every now and then there's a game where I feel like the audience knows more about the game than I do, so this is probably one of those. Right, and a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Oh wait, did I? Oh no, don't start it yet. Hold on, I'm so... let me just change something real quick. Nope, yep, yes. Hold on. We're almost there. Okay, hello and welcome back. Welcome back to the Wintry RPG YouTube channel and the 99 more tabletop RPG live stream where we have endeavored to read 99 other tabletop RPGs in an attempt to learn more about the greater role-playing game world. This game is game 69 of 99, which means that we only have 30 games left after this game, after we read this one on stream today. Obviously, we very rarely get to read the games all the way through. This will be no exception. We're just going to get a good taste of what this game is. Let me introduce to you Break Tabletop RPG. This is a game that I've seen all over social media over the past 2 years. It truly has a reputation and community in and of itself, and I've been really looking forward to covering this. And I figured, what better time to cover a game based on many anime inspirations than after my trip to Japan. I've been missing in action from the live stream scene for 3 weeks now because I've taken a trip with my sisters to Japan, and it was really fun. We did the golden trip, which is Tokyo, Osaka, Kyoto, basically all the tourist spots. We hit them all up, and I was truly enveloped in anime from every side. So to read something like this right after that trip is hopefully more in my wheelhouse than it would have been before it. The truth of the matter is I have watched many anime and read much manga over the course of the last, 15-20 years. It's been a very strong basis of much of how I interpret and understand anime, and this game in particular chooses to encapsulate many of those experiences that we have had with anime stories, classic and modern, and turn it into an RPG that we might enjoy. I have not read through most of this. Truth be told, I haven't opened it myself, but I have watched a couple reviews of the game, so I have peeked into a couple of the pages and the concepts. I would almost certainly recommend looking into Dave Thaumavor's video on it. He is a great resource on good summaries of tabletop RPGs, and he covered this one in particular in like a 33-minute video, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. If you're looking for a succinct coverage of this game, I'd suggest you go to that video instead. If you're looking for someone who's just gonna meander through the book and talk as he reads and gets impressions of what he reads, you're in the right place. You're in a place that'll take it really slowly and probably not get through the whole thing. So if that's what you're up for, stay tuned. And if that's not what you're up for, there's plenty of videos on this game already. That said, let us jump in. I don't know if there's much more to cover. My trip was awesome, and I'm well rested. I think my clock, my internal clock is entirely off. It's just so off balance, but thankfully I was able to remember that I stream on Tuesdays EST. So let's get to it. 3, 2, 1. Nope, that's not what you should see. Try again. 3, 2, 1. Thank you. No, what am I doing? Yeah, cool. Never mind. I jinxed myself by saying I wasn't rusty. Oh, this is where you find Break. BreakRPG.com. You can find their pretty much only product, which is really all they need, honestly, on this website, is Break, the tabletop RPG. The core rulebook is so many pages. Let me check. 473 pages, counting the cover. That is an insane amount of pages. We're just going to glimpse at things that we find interesting. You can get this in a physical copy and a digital PDF, the latter of which we will be covering today. The physical version I've seen in person at PAX Unplugged. Boy, does it look incredible. It's got a really strong cover. It's got these nice blue pages, and everything is colored and illustrated. It's got a nice bookmark. There's a lot going on for it, which is super cool. There's not much, as Dave Thaumavor commented in his video, there's not much other merchandise you can get for Break, speaking to how much they've invested into making the physical product really good. So if you're looking for something to put on your bookshelf, this is a great candidate. We can look at this to just get a glimpse of what kind of characters you can make. You can see many tropes of things that you would normally find in many anime. Battle Princess, Murder Princess, Sage, Champion, Sneak, Factotum. I don't know what that is, but I'm sure we'll find out. Raider and Heretic. There's many other ways to customize your characters that are mentioned in the book, as far as I know. There are a number of different settings, places that you can experience, and I find I would believe that this sort of tome or PDF will really lend itself to existing worlds in the anime sphere. So if you want to play with these rules but put it in a different setting, I'm sure this book will lend itself pretty well to it. This is already saying that some of these setting places are on page 312. So this book has plenty packed even before it gets into the world lore. Lots of really cool physical designs. You can already see this. Goblin Junkyard, welcome to the chat. Holding the book right now, it makes for a good bludgeon if necessary. Yeah, I held it at PAX Unplugged. It was nice. It was really, really nice. You can see over here, there's a couple of illustrations all throughout the book. I think it's Carlos Tartaglia. We're going to double check, but the artist for this game is incredible. The entire book is illustrated cohesively, as in like by the same artist with the same art direction. It's incredible. You're going to have entire spreads of anime-esque comic pages throughout the book, which is going to be really cool. But yeah, this is Break Tabletop RPG. Let's get into the actual PDF. Come on. Nice. Okay, here we go. You can see that there is a nice table of contents on the side, which is fantastic. We always appreciate with giant books like this. Again, this PDF is 473 pages. The table of contents, let's see here, is 3 pages long and extends to page 460. So yeah, plenty of stuff right there. Just to glean over a couple of things we'll be seeing in this book. We start off apparently with character creation, and there's multiple steps to creating a character, which is calling, species, homeland and history. I'm already seeing biomechanoid. I'm curious what that is. Traits and quirk and finishing details. So there's 148 pages dedicated. Oop, I turned to it. Nice. These are clickable. Awesome. So another little perk. You can click on these menus in the table of contents to jump to them. 148 pages dedicated to character creation. Then there's a bunch of gear and equipment pages. There's 40 pages for that. I'm sorry, 50 pages of that. Character rank. Let's see. Goblin Junkyard says the 10-year development time makes a lot more since you learn all the art and layout was done by one person. Yeah, I've been hearing about this game for a long time, right? I think I've heard about this game closer to 2020. And, it's taken a long time to be released, but surely to good effort. Like, this could be your one and done if you ever, for any game designers out there. This is an incredible piece of work. And then playing the game is on playing the game starts on page 211. So have your table of contents handy, surely, when you're navigating this book. So we're probably going to jump a lot of these character creation tools. We're going to go to game basics and make sure we read these 6 pages dedicated to just what this game is about. Checks and contests, journeys. So apparently there's some good exploration rules, some pretty thorough exploration rules. There's 8 pages worth, which is fantastic. Or actually starts at 230. More of that. There's fighting rules, negotiating rules. Oh, great. So kind of the 3 pillars of exploration, combat, and what is the last one? Socializing? Oh, I forgot. Role play. Yeah, role play, exploration, and combat. That's what they are. So those 3 aspects are seen here. Injury section, downtime session, crafting session. Ooh, crafting, 16 pages. 16 pages dedicated to crafting. Comparatively, there's only 14 pages on the actual setting, which is neat in its own little way. I would imagine, and I'm not going to make some assumptions here, that these settings are made to kind of personify certain biomes that might lend themselves well to other anime settings. So it's not like when you see here wistful dark. So any like grim dark area within your own personal anime world might be personified by wistful dark and what you could find there. Game Master's Guide, of course, fantastic. So strong 40 pages on that. Adversaries. Great anime names I'm seeing already. I see Goop. I see Champa. I see Giga Groon, which implies lesser and smaller Groons. Does anyone know that Yu-Gi-Oh card that's like Gigo, Go Gigo, Gago Gigo, Giga Gago Gigo? No, is that too obscure for the 7 people watching this? Maybe. This would that reminds me of. I saw earlier Tiny Unhelpful Cloud. Someone remind me to look back into Tiny Unhelpful Cloud later today. Actually, let me just click it now. Why not? Wow, how neat. Look at this little guy. Oh, it's like the cloud from Mario Kart. It just kind of sits above you and ruins your day. How fun. Is the cloud in Mario Kart? I can't remember if the cloud's in Mario, or is that Crash Team Racing? All right, I don't know. But yeah, 400 pages. Lots and lots, 460 pages in this whole thing. Fantastic. All right, let's jump into what this game is about. Let's dive into character creation. My 2 goals today, 3 goals I suppose, is character creation, play basics or role mechanics, and then a little bit into fight mechanics. I don't think I'm going to go too hard into world or monsters because that is an infinite read. We might just skim over those. I do love Giga Gaga Gigo. Thank you, Triple Person Knows. I had all those cards when I was younger. I wonder if the future expansion made more Giga Gaga Gigos. Actually, I'm just going to take a quick departure. Don't mind me. I'm just going to look up how many cards there are. Or list of Gigo cards. Oh, there's so many. Incredible. Yeah, we're just going to look at this real quick. This is what I'm referencing. Giga Gaga Gigo. Yeah, so these are all the different Gigos. This is the base Gigo, of course. If you go over here, you can see Giga Gaga Gigo. Can I get that a little bigger? Yeah. You can see Giga Gaga Gigo over here. You can see Go Giga Gaga Gigo. This is Go Giga Gaga Gigo, the Restless Dominator. Closer to 20-ish versions. Anyway, let's get back to business. Break is a tabletop role-playing game of exploration and adventure set in the fantasy realm of Outer World, a place of wonder and peril. I'm already seeing a chibi character, a neko character, which probably the anti-hero and maybe a buff protagonist, perhaps. Who knows? Outer World is broken. Most struggle to survive huddling. I shouldn't have said it like that. Let me try again. Outer World is broken. Most struggle to survive, huddling together in the ruins of the past. Will you protect or abandon them? Some pockets of civilization remain. Their leaders seek to shape the future. Will you help or hinder them? Forgotten knowledge and lost treasures are rumored to have the power to change the status quo. Will you wield them wisely? Influential heroes and villains roam the land, leaving a wake of irrevocable change behind them. Will you survive long enough to become one of them? In this role-playing game, you bring a fantasy world to life and create the brave adventures to explore it with. One player takes on the role of game master or GM. They devise and present challenges and situations to the players. For example, a town might be destroyed if the source of the corrupted mana is not found and stopped. The others assume the role of player characters. For example, these might be warriors, wizards, or other adventurous figures. They must use their wits and their characters' abilities to overcome and circumvent the game master's challenges. When the PCs or other characters in the game world attempt something risky, they roll dice to determine whether they succeed or fail. The likelihood of success depends on the chosen course of action and the character's skill or competency. So this seems pretty similar to many things we've read before. Game Master is the person who runs the game and presents challenges and situations to the characters, of which are played by other players. This is probably a game best for 3 to 5 people at the table, depending on what the game calls for or the size of your group of friends. And it seems pretty similar to a number of other fantasy games we are more familiar with. Hello, Unoya. I don't know if I recognize your name. Welcome to the stream. We're covering Break Tabletop RPG. This is one of the games that I surmise that the audience of this stream would likely know more about the game than I do. We're just doing a live reading, and I'm giving my first impressions of it. In Break, the players take on the role of adventurers, plucky souls that roam Outer World in search of truth and treasure. Now, I know there's probably some lore in this game that probably connects a whole lot of things, but I will say Outer World is certainly a vague enough name for a setting that it seems almost intentional, like intentionally blank slated, so that other anime properties could perhaps be the title of this world instead. So, as an adventurer, you will journey across shattered landscapes, Explore the world's ancient ruins and wonders of the modern age, encounter and interact with outer world's many unusual inhabitants, negotiate or fight with monstrous or cunning adversaries, survive and endure outer world's many perils and challenges, craft items, both magical and mechanical. Really curious about this. I feel like not many games handle this too well. Create social bonds with the friends you meet along the way. Attempt to rise through the adventuring ranks to become a legend. Experience the wonder, humor, tragedy, and triumph of adventuring. It's a love letter to all the worlds and themes depicted in manga, anime, and video games, thanks to the creators that fueled our imaginations and ambitions. Yeah, I am curious about what the influences are. Let's find out. God, Slayer, Chrysalis, Saga, Nier, Mana series, Final Fantasy series, and the Zelda series, of course. Animation, Studio Ghibli, Berserk, Moribito, Tower of Druaga. Fantastic. I love this one. Big I got big Tower of Druaga vibes from this game. A Sword Art Online, of course, naturally. The Last Unicorn, not familiar with it. Wizards and classic Disney. Literature, The Once and Future King, The Swords Trilogy, the Earthsea series, good choices. Other RPG, Stormbringer First Edition, Made, just Made? I've never heard of this one. Teenagers from Outer Space, and Old School Hack. I do not know any of these games. How interesting. I'll look into these later. Blogosphere, the entire community of wonderfully talented and generous designers, artists, and enthusiasts. In terms of animations, right now I'm on a freerun kick. Anyone who knows freerun, that's what I've been watching lately. And last year I watched Dungeon Meshi, so I have been looking in games similar to those kind of fields of slice of life fantasy, which I really, really enjoy. Okay, if you're already familiar with RPGs, that's us. Here's a quick system overview. Only uses a d20. Interesting. Only uses a d20. Aptitudes are not rolled randomly, but set by our calling. So static stats. Cool, cool, cool. Experience points are awarded for level advancement. Makes sense. Roll under aptitude checks. Okay. I think we've covered this before in other games that kind of lean into the OSR sphere, where the goal is to roll underneath a certain stat. Point crawl overland travel system. I don't know what that means. Turn-based combat, AC to hit. Weapons do set not random damage. Oh, interesting. I mean, this would make sense because you're only using a d20, right? So weapons have their set amounts of damage. Hearts reset every fight. Cool. Lasting injuries occur if your hearts are depleted. And success is determined by a player's situational decision-making and calculated risk. Makes sense. Yeah. Triple Person says, I love Dungeon Meshi. I do love Dungeon Meshi too. Look, I don't want to read it because I don't want to be spoiled. I'd rather see it animated. I really enjoy it. I really enjoy the dub, actually, of that series. I think the dub is so charming. Usually I just watch the sub. GM stuff. Great. Great. All right, character creation. Also, I noticed this, and Dave Thalmovor's video did comment on this, that every page has like random d20s on it. In case you just need a random number, you can turn to a random page and find your number that way. Which is cool. I think that's neat. I don't know why there's 3 of them, but maybe there needs to be. All right, creating a character. Adventurers have a special affinity with mana that enables them to attain magical or martial mastery that would normally require a lifetime of dedication. These guys look sick. Very cool. There are six. There are sticks. There are also 6 steps for creating a player character. Each step defines more about your character and provides them with skills and abilities they'll be able to use in-game. We could try to create a character in this stream. I think that would be fun. If it really is so straightforward. Yunoya in chat says the point crawl system is really fun. IMO, I've introduced it to my regular Daggerheart game. Cool. I also think it's cool that you're playing Daggerheart. That game comes out in May, I think. So sometime in May, we're definitely going to get a chance to check that out. Almost certainly going to end up in the 99 More series because I covered it pretty heavily when it first dropped in beta. But that's exciting. Very cool. Kay, welcome to the stream. Nice to see you. If you're dropping off in chat, this might be the one stream I will really try to focus this. If you're watching chat for the first time, enter today's prompt. What anime are you watching now? I'm looking forward to seeing what the heck people are watching now because I just finished Freerun and I'm looking for something else. Anyway, To create a PC, you will need about 15 minutes or less. We have, conveniently, a little more than 15 minutes. A break character sheet or another less awesome piece of paper, pencil and eraser, and a 20-sided die. All right, let's get into it. And whenever we're going through these steps, we're just going to pick what feels coolest to us. Or if you guys want to pick one in chat, I will certainly roll with whatever you guys say in chat. If someone wants to fire off a possible option. So the 6 steps are your calling, which determines the focus of your core abilities and what in-game strategies will work best for you. Your species, which is your physical appearance, but also would grant you extra biological or psychological abilities. Your homeland and history, the life you had before becoming an adventurer, which provides you with specialist knowledge and a few useful starting items. Your traits, which enable you to personalize your character's natural abilities, make them more or less strong, agile, resilient, or perceptive. Your quirk, hello academia, is what makes you different from characters of a similar calling and species. It's an eccentricity that grants... Did I say that right? Eccentricity. Sure. It grants you a small advantage, often accompanied by a minor catch. And your finishing details, names, details, and appearance and personality. Let's see here. At each creation step, you will be presented with many choices. There are 2 ways of making a decision: randomly decide, or simply choose the option you like the sound of most. I suggest rolling first, but choosing when you get a result you don't like. That way you'll have a character you wouldn't have thought up on your own, but will be sure to like. While having characters of a similar type is not a problem, your players might want to communicate with each other to avoid any unwanted duplication. Stellar. Dribble person, you're watching JoJo Part 6? Cool. I've never watched JoJo. I know a lot of the things that I consume are influenced by JoJo somehow, via references, I'm sure. But myself, I've never watched it or read it. You should use the book to roll. Yeah, we could do that. That sounds fun. Okay, we'll follow the instructions here, right? We're going to pick with a random die roll, and then if we don't like it, we'll just pick which one we want. Okay. Step 1, calling. What a cool art. Oh my gosh. Oh, sorry. Let's bounce back real quick. And just credit the 2 people who made this game. Where are their names? Are they here? Are they here? Here. Writing and rules is Reynaldo Madrignan, Reynaldo Madrignan, right? And then the person behind all of this wonderful art is Carlo Tartaglia. So Reynaldo Madrignan and Carlo Tartaglia. Which is crazy because, like, it looks like there's only 3 people on this. 1, 2, 3, right? And a couple of special thanks. Which is insane, right? That's an insane thing to do with a 400-page tabletop RPG. But calling. Your calling is what you were born to do, a combination of your training and instinct. Were you destined to be a disciple of the sword or a master of magic? Okay. It determines your scores, your combat values, your calling abilities, character advancement, combat gear allowance. Roll on the calling table. Okay, so we're not going to read all of these. We're probably just going to glimpse through all of them, but we're definitely going to read. We're definitely going to read the one that we roll on. So let's do that. Someone give me a page number from 10 to 400. Oh, cool. Thank you, Yunoya. I really appreciate that. That's really kind of you. For my own mental, I don't look at the viewer numbers of my streams because they're usually pretty low, right? It's not really worth it. So if anyone's rolling in from the Discord, I really am happy you're here. It's really cool. All right, Yunoya says 169. We're going to turn to page 169. We're currently on page 12. 160, and we're going to look at the D20 on this page. 169 is... Keep going. 17. We picked 17. All right. So 17 is Sage. We're going to be reading Sage. Let's see what's going on over there. But after I read Sage, I'm going to double back to Battle Princess and Murder Princess for my own sake. Page 14. Oh, it's right on. It's almost on the same page. Oh, here. Okay, cool. Sage. You are a learned researcher and practitioner of wizardry. Mana is yours to command, and with it you weave wonder and whimsy. More on page 58. Cool. We have set stats. This is what they're talking about. 6 smite, 8 depth. It's a depth. 8 crit, 10 insight, 8 aura. Great. Strong. 2 hearts. I'm sure that's better than 1. I'm sure that's a good amount. Even though I'm looking right here, she has 3 hearts. Maybe 2 isn't that great. 10 defense, average speed, starting abilities, Grand Grimoire, Sage's Staff, and Prestidigitonium. Someone decided, hey, let's take the word prestidigitation and make it just a little more complicated on page 60. So we could check out, we could bounce over to here, page 58, to read more about these. Courtside, welcome back. Nice to see you. Nice to see you in chat. And QB Master, nice to see you as well. That's really cool. We'll go to page 58 to check this more out. But I want to just read everybody on this page. That sounds cool. Battle Princess. You are a wielder of bright magic and a stalwart defender of the things you hold dear. You inspire and motivate all those around you. I'm noticing a high aura and a solid, on everything except insight. 3 hearts is apparently tanky and a +1 to attack. Heart's Blade, Shield of Love, and Soul Companion. Oh, so these are what the page numbers are for. Murder Princess. You focus your dark magic to obliterate the source of your hatred. There will be no clemency for those who oppose you. Strong Grit. Almost as high aura as the Battle Princess. 1 attack, 3 hearts is par for both princesses, and they have Wrath's Blade, Withering Glare, and Tenacity. That's cool. And Heretic. You read from the blasphemous script to call forth the forbidden. Sometimes they serve, sometimes they chastise. High Grit, just like the Battle Princess. From what I can tell, on average, the stats are a little bit lower than the Murder Princess. So if you were just to base this on their stat spread, Murder Princess might just be stronger on average. They probably even out in the abilities that they get, because they even have lower hearts and lower attack. Fitful Sleep, Dreadful, and Squire Mallow. I don't know what these signs mean yet, but I'm sure it's not too important, right? Oh, for sure. Let's go to page 58 and really see what's going on there. Awesome that you can click it, and awesome art just to start this off. Look at this awesome presentation. Sage. Sages are, this is very free reign coded as well. Sages are the students of the intensive art of wizardry, learning to manipulate both ambient and residual mana to great effect. Their powers reflect their approach to the study of magic, patient, practical, with a dash of whimsy. Typical sages: wise hermits, eager apprentices, mischievous old witches, and court magicians. Curious mix of practical magic and malign hexes. Advancement: they master increasingly potent magic and start to dabble in related fields of artificing and prophecy. Aptitudes: hours of research and study have granted the sage a high insight, but neglected physical development, and they suffer a low might. They do not use weapons. Limited range of weapons and light armor. Look, look at all these abilities. Grand Grimoire. So this is just your book. Details what you can do with your book. I'm not going to look too far into it. Sage's Staff. So you have the book, you have your staff. Spell Push lets you push things 15 feet away. Always executed with full power. And these are the practical effects of it. I don't know anything about combat yet, so I don't know how useful this is. And also Mage Light with the ability to turn on lights with your staff. And we also get Prestidigitonium. One of the earliest tricks you learned was how to animate objects using the mana left behind by another living creature's touch. With this, you can breathe wondrous life into simple tools and children's toys. Okay, cool. There's also this, which I'm also not going to read because there's too much. Elective abilities are abilities you get when you reach rank 2, 4, 6, and 10. I'm assuming these are like level ups. So everyday divination. I'm just going to page through this. Fortifying bloat. Oh no. Arcane artificing. glowing ink, hocus pocus. I actually saw in the video by Dave that bloated is like a condition you can be under. So when you become like voluminous, I suppose, it's like a status condition, and it's something that you can only find in stories like these. Hocus pox, so you can give people sicknesses. Very useful cloud, as opposed to the cloud we saw earlier on page 412, I believe. This is fun. I like this. This is actually really great. I'm glad this is here. And then there's advanced abilities that you can get from rank 6 or higher. Eldritch Explosives is one of the... Demystify, Practical Flight, Mana Crush. Look at all these little art pieces for all these spells. Shadow Puppet. What is this? Harmonious Geomancy. Momentary Fortress. Soothing Darkness. Cool. These are all things that are important to the sage that I do not understand yet. And then we're going to go into Heretic afterwards. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. Look at these. So the advancement tables, as you level up and as you rank, certain stats will increase automatically. So that's not really a conscious decision. Maybe there's something else in the game that might increase your stats, but you can see they improve automatically as you level. So kind of like how Final Fantasy does it. When you level up, certain stats will increase regardless of your choice. Nice. So far our character is a sage, someone who likes mana, magic, and trying to find an M word for book. Manuals. There you go. Mana, magic, manuals. That's what we know about our character so far. So that is our calling. Let's go to species. Each of outer world sentient species has a different mental, social, and physical quality. Will you be a brawny groon or an ingenious goblin? Looking at this. It's yeah, definitely anime coded. Your species determines your species abilities, of course, a species size, and quirk table. Okay, a lot of options here. It seems that human is most common. I'm going to tell you right now, if we roll human, I refuse to take it. We're going to roll again. And there's a bunch of options here. Human dimensional stray seems kind of cool. Oh, is this like an isekai? Oh my gosh. I guess we have to look at this, right? We have to look at the isekai choice. But later, I'm going to roll for it first. I need another page number. What's so funny is that I could type something in the chat and it'll appear well before you hear me talk about it, right? Because there's like a 15-second delay on what I say and chat. So let me know what page number we should do for rolling for species. 123. All right, Lubri beats us to it. Lubri, nice to see you here. Lubri. I don't know how to pronounce that. Feel free to correct me if you want, and tell me what anime are you watching now? Which I, as always, bounce over to the beginning prompt. Okay, 123. Let's head over there. We're on page 80 right now. First number we see is the number we choose. 3. We're not choosing 3 because that's human. We know this. We're picking a next number. 17. Okay, 17. 17 is goblin. We're going to be a goblin today. So we're a mage. We're a sage goblin. So we're going to take a look at 82 for goblin and a couple of details it might lead us to. And we're going to take a peek at dimensional stray because it's such a poignant... I also love... Oh my... I don't think I mentioned it. What's so great about this PDF is if you see a page number, you can probably click it. So like this is to page 82. If I click right here, it takes me to page 82. How incredible is that? Over here, it's page 106. Will this lead me somewhere else? It sure does. How cool is that? Not every PDF you find will be this nuanced. Let's see. Okay. So we are a goblin, right? Let's read this first. Sure. Human, dimensional stray. You shouldn't be here alone in a strange world. You can either make the best of it or moan about it, or maybe a bit of both. Species size, medium, 10 base inventory slots. In abilities, leisurely focus. Homeland and histories, use the otherworld histories table in step 3. Quirk table inheritor. Yep, that checks out. Where's Goblin? Goblin, page 83 probably. No? Goblin? Hello? Did I skip it? Elf. Mechanoid. Dwarf. Goblin. Oh, here we go. Look at this art. I'm gonna zoom in. A community member created a program to help hyperlink. That's really cool. Yeah. Kudos to them. That's incredible. We love that. It's really, really useful. Anyway. Goblin. You're small and impulsive, created for a dark necessity. This guy doesn't look like he has any dark necessities. Or was created for a dark necessity. Being recklessly inventive has been both a blessing and a curse for your people. Personally, I love playing goblins. I think goblins are such a charming, full of charming little guys that have a lot of spunk, a lot of attitude. Traditionally, of course. Species size, small, -1 might. Oh, snap! They just straight up have demerits to stats. That's really funny. I don't think every class has. I don't think every species has this. Yeah, look, I'm looking at these guys. They don't have any penalties to. Oh, this is like a size penalty. So if I look at the chib, then that would also be that would also have a penalty. Let's find out. Yep. So the chib is literally a chibi character. Yep. Cool. I get it. Underdweller. Gobbo Works. Old World. Great. Let's look at that. Look at this art. Oh, great. Look at these guys. Wait, where is he? Oh, look at him. I want to play as this guy. Where's this one? Goblin in disguise. How great is that? Oh, look at this art. How cool. It's hard to believe one dude did all this. It really is. Someone please tell me he had some sort of help. Look at this. That's adorable. It's like a Furby. No, actually, this is strong Furby energy. You guys are old enough to know Furbies, right? I don't have to pull it up. I will, but I don't have to, I'm sure. Furby. What are these new age Furbies? I'm looking at classic Furbies. Come on. Here we go. Don't they look just like this? Come on. Come on. It's uncanny. It's the eyes. It's totally the eyes. Okay, back to business. What are these gobbos all about? Or a Digimon, absolutely. Looking like what are they called in training? The come on, brain, and you know some. Shoot, I don't know any of the early stage Digimon names, but they're all little balls. They're like soft. They're like kickball shaped, basically. Anyway, goblins are children of the old world, creations of the unshaped. Ooh. While their inventive and reckless nature results in fleeting individual existence, rookies. Yes, that's what it is. The species is protected by its rapid rate of reproduction. Physiology: small, spirited creatures suited to underground life. Goblins are asexual and reproduce via sporadic spore ejection. Cool, cool. Bold in nature, recklessly inventive. While considered odd by most, their drive and enthusiasm is infectious. What is good for one gobbo is good for all gobbos. Nothing lasts forever, that's for the best. Everything seems bad if you think about it for too long. That's a little cynical. What if something seems good the more you think about it? I mean, how about that? Music is noise and noise is music. Things are only as important as the fuss you make over them. Yes, I do know about owl legs. That's exactly right. Owls have no right having legs as long as they do. They should have short, stubby legs. Useless for doing anything. History. Goblins are an ancient species and inhabited the buried kingdom ever since the elves granted them their freedom on the condition they stay below the surface. Now they dig ever downwards in search of a promised land to call their own. Has anybody here read Goblin Slayer? Not Goblin Slayer. That's the wrong one. Gosh, I'm blanking. There is a goblin, probably isekai, where the main character is a goblin that has incredible level up powers. And he can he's strong, but he can also cast magic in the familiar like power fantasy way. That's what I'm thinking of when I think Goblin Sage, which is what our character is shaping up to be. Triple person says, "You are old, Wintry. Furbies are of a century ago." Are they? Are they really a century old? No way. I'm old, but I'm not a relic. Furby release date. '98. That's not far at all. That's not far at all. Did you know that legal adults today were born in 2007? How crazy is that? They're adults here in this world walking around on their own 2 feet, born in the year of our Lord 2007. Remonster, was that it? Maybe. That was during my anime junkie days where I just read anything and everything. I'll look up Remonster off stream off camera right now. Yeah, it's probably this checks out. Remonster. Yeah, I used to read this. I wonder how that series is going. Did it ever finish? Oh, it finished in 2018? For real? I don't think I ever read the ending of it. I don't think I ever got to the end of Remonster. Did it finish? Who knows? 2018? Wow, that was a long time ago. Anyway. Honestly, I can't recommend it or not recommend it. If you like isekai, if you like overpowered garbage, it's one of many. if you like an overpowered protag, that it's just another one of those. So if that's your thing, the Remonster is probably pretty good for you. Great dig, Goblin Junkyard. That's a deep cut. Thank you for finding that. Okay, wait, where were we? The rare goblin who makes their home above ground is often unwisely regarded as harmless or as amusingly eccentric. They make ideal dungeon scouts and can cobble together makeshift machines for unorthodox problem solving. Itchy, tap tap, feva, fud, glug, tingle, ploop, clack. I'm saying some expletives by accident by mispronouncing those. You're runtish, bent and scrawny. Wow, rude. Okay, and they have some abilities. Cool. Did it have an anime season? Okay. Also, oh my gosh, Goblin Junkyard, you must know. What do you call it? Solo leveling? The art they're doing great justice to the art of solo leveling. I love that nonsense. It was so good as just a web comic, and then when they animated it, I'm like, oh, this is just another level. I will say they're missing out on a little bit of nuance, as in, not to spoil the most recent episode, but he wasn't just sitting on a roof waiting for people to die in in the original webtoon. I don't know if you're that up to date on that, but I'm assuming if you've read plenty of trash isekai, solo leveling is at the top of the list. But yeah, just my 2 thoughts on that. I like a lot of monster isekai ones, but Remonster was yeah, I had weird feelings about it too. I wasn't a super fan. I thought it was like, okay, yeah, raunchy is how I would describe it too. But you know, it's like the whole concept, and this is not dude, the author of Break is gonna be watching this in post and seeing me ramble about Remonster. The whole energy of isekai oftentimes is power fantasy, right? It's always, and not always, but it's often very like machismo. It's about being like manly and having your way with the world. And like, if I could just separate all of that energy from what I really like, which is like killing a slime and being able to turn into slime, like a progressive, what is it called? Progressive fantasy? When it's like you gain the powers of the things you beat up. I love that nonsense. Like that is my thing. But sometimes they toss a whole lot of nonsense in the story that I don't really enjoy. So, yeah. Remonster not at the top of my list. I should stop saying its name because it's not at the top of my list. Things that are at the top of my list. I liked the one with the spider. I like the spider isekai. Big fan of that one. Spider isekai is really fun. Gosh, I'm blanking on isekai. I'm not going to. I will, I guess. I'm just gonna look up isekai popular titles and see if I enjoy any of them. The time I got reincarnated into a slime was not one of my favorites. I really enjoyed the beginning of Shield Hero. I really liked Shield Hero as a premise. Not my favorite moving forward. I kind of got bored of it. Sword Art Online is a classic, only because it was on the internet first. But it's also not my favorite. I don't dig it. Cautious Hero, I don't think I ever read that. Overlord, I'm not a big fan of it. I think it's a funny premise, but I'm not a fan. Digimon is technically an isekai. That's true. Digimon is an isekai. It's at top of my list. Top of my list. Konosuba is okay. It's just okay to me. It's funny. And the rest of them that they're mentioning for me, I'm a spider, so what? That's the one that I really like. I really like reading that one. That was so fun. But the rest of these that they're telling me, I don't recall any of them. Let me see if I can find one more that I recognize. Digimon is such a funny thing to group into isekai. I feel like it really predates the flow of how many were released in the last 10 years. Gosh, I'm looking at all of these. Inuyasha is an isekai? I guess it is. I guess it is an isekai. That's right. Yeah, I'm blanking on all of these. Let me see. There's one that's not very long. I don't think. I haven't read too far into it. It's one where a bug exterminator is sent to another world, and he levels by killing thousands of bugs. And it's like the XP system is busted, so he just scales really quickly. I think that one's really fun. That's such a funny concept. There were a couple of isekai that I really enjoyed. I don't think they ever became anime. There was one about like a middle-aged man who really focused on cooking, and that was like his whole thing that I really enjoyed. But boy, trying to remember names of isekai is actually impossible in the modern era. I'm seeing here Reborn. I'm sorry, I'm just going to show you guys this. Reborn as a vending machine. Now I wander the dungeon. I do like the twists where like it's such a ridiculous premise that you have to read it to find out if it's any good. Portal fantasy is an old genre. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah. Eunoia, that would be an interesting tabletop RPG mechanic, getting the chance to obtain abilities based on the encounters you have had. There is one like that. It's called Wilderfeast. Let me just... Sorry, I'm going to advertise another tabletop RPG in the middle of a tabletop RPG read. I promise this is one I wouldn't otherwise talk about if I didn't think it was exactly what you were looking for. Wilderfeast, you are what you eat. It's literally about killing frenzied monsters, having a feast of their bodies in honor of those monsters, and gaining their powers. I really wanted to play this one, but it's exactly what you're talking about. Like I get like Mega Man, anti-warrior vibes from it. Obviously Kirby vibes, things like that. It's very good. That's Ray Monster. That's Kagagiko. I'm just going to close these tabs. Okay, we're going to go back to the book. The author is going to be kind of disappointed I went on a rant, so let's not do that. But Wilderfeast is that cooking one. Anyway, that's Goblin. So far, our character is a sage goblin. Homeland in History is our next one. The place you grew up. Can we roll this? Is there a roll table? There is a roll table. Awesome. It seems like it's only 4 options. Handyman Saito, that might be it. Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is also an isekai. I believe it. Vinny Darg, welcome. Welcome to the stream. Vinny Durg. If this is your first time in the stream, just let me know. What anime are you watching down? Today's prompt in the lower left corner. And we're covering tabletop RPGs. You might have come from the community Discord of Break, perhaps, maybe. If you haven't, welcome. We cover different tabletop RPGs here. GM Archbold says, my favorite isekai is I spent 300 years killing slimes and now I'm the most powerful. That's such a premise that I've seen so many times. I don't like when the MC is powerful to the point that he has no challengers. I really enjoy characters that use the wonky abilities that they've gained over time to unique and strategic effect. I enjoy that nonsense. That's really good for me. Like, I find that the I'm a Spider So What is really fun because even though they're kind of OP, they still get bodied by like dragons and things like that. Like, they still lose a lot, which is nice. I like when they can lose. And I don't like when it's just like a, I don't know. If there's no challenge, I get the appeal of power fantasy, but also I've seen it so many times that I'm kind of tired of it. But I also do like when, oh, it said GM Arcbolt says it's super comfy. They don't even want the power. Triple person, you're out of control. You can't just say Narnia is an isekai. It is, but you can't just say that. It's super comfy. They don't even want the power. Yeah, I like when the main character's kind of laid back and they don't take things too seriously. But anyway, someone give me a number. So we can choose our homeland for this sage goblin. 256. Ah, quick to the punch. Back. 7. Okay, 7. We were on here. 7 is Twilight Meridian, a land consumed by the tumultuous sea, a place of trade and rich culture. Bonus language: Dark Tongue, Fade Song, and Glacian Code. How cool is that? Let's look at Twilight Meridian. Yunoya, yeah, I have heard a lot about the Re series. I don't know what to call it. I just know Re Zero is kind of the base of it. A lot of people like it. I'm not too big a fan of like the premise, but because I watched the first couple episodes and I'm like, this is okay. But I hear that it really picks up and the expansions really build on the world in meaningful ways. But I wasn't there when it. I wasn't tuning in when it was really popular, so I'm kind of out of the loop. Twilight Meridian Histories. Okay, let's try it. And I'm assuming this is the part of the world we're in. Interesting. Roll your history. Let's just go with 7 again. Old Tech Junker. Outcast. Old Tech Jumper. So what are we so far? Let me open up a notepad and make sure there's nothing incriminating on my notepad at the moment. Oh, it's just scripts of previous videos. So let's just note. Where are you? Captions, no. If you guys know, Word. Where's my little notepad? Huh? Let me see. I know I didn't lose it. How weird. Okay, I guess I don't have a notepad this stream. Whatever. Yeah, how weird. Didn't expect that to be deleted. Judd, hello. Welcome, Judd. Welcome to the stream. Coco is also an isekai. I would argue... Oh, wait. My notepad is up. It's right there in the corner. How cool. Wizard... Okay. Top... By the end of the stream, we're going to have a top 10... We're going to have a top 10 non-anime isekai. I'm going to say, respectfully... Narnia's top 3 isekai, I'm sure. First of all, it predates basically everything you guys have said. Narnia, Peter Pan, whack isekai. Honestly, not my favorite. Neverland, never been a fan of it. Wizard of Oz, whack isekai. Honestly, I'm gonna put Wizard of Oz at 7. I don't even know what 1 through 6 are. Wizard of Oz is not a good isekai. Do you know why? Because of corruption in Emerald City. I don't need a place that already has a system of corruption in its most powerful metropolis. Let's be real here. It's not an ideal. Coco's good. Coco's isekai is good because only because it's the land of the dead. I don't put it at number higher than number 3 because you have to be dead to visit or break some rules. Whatever ridiculous things you guys say. Alice in Wonderland. Honestly, Alice in Wonderland is just an acid trip. I'm gonna put it above Wizard of Oz because even if it has systems of corruption and people in power, there's still enough whimsy to just kind of ignore it. What else did you guys say? Is Simren Pokemon Mystery Dungeon is also an isekai? I don't know the context of Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. Is that really an isekai? Pokemon Mystery Dungeon? Who gets isekai'd? Is it a Pikachu? Who is being isekai'd here? Okay. Yeah, Digimon. Digimon's anime. It doesn't count. All right. Well, that's my ranking of non-anime isekai. There is no 2 and 4 because I didn't know how many were already said. Shark Boy and Clark, what are you doing here? Shark Boy and Lava Girl is an isekai. You only need to dream to get there. I don't remember the world of Shark Boy and Lava Girl being all that great. I'm gonna be real with you. It was kind of okay. It was just like natural landscapes and cyber world. It was a fever dream of a movie. PMD is number 1. I take no notes. The Mario movie is an isekai. Okay, Mario movie, honestly, decent isekai. I'm so sorry. This is such a dumb Mario movie. This is such a dumb movie. When Chris Pratt gets thrown into the Mario world, crazy stuff. PMD? Well, I don't know what that is. I'm gonna look it up off camera. PMD. I'm getting beauty tips. PMD show. Oh, Pokemon Mystery Dungeon. I'm like, what does PMD stand for? Both Mario movies are isekai? Alright, Mario movie, Chris Pratt. Pretty good. Owl House is an isekai. Jumanji? Okay, Jumanji. Actually, if we're judging if we're judging it by what is the stream? If we're judging it by worlds I would like to be in, Jumanji is almost worse than Wizard of Oz. Jumanji, because if you've ever watched the animated series, that whole thing takes place into Jumanji world, right? They go in like every single day. Minecraft movie, the Minecraft movie doesn't exist in my brain. That's not an isekai. That's a fever dream. Okay, we really have to get back to it. Let me see. You said that Narnia came out before. Yeah, I was with the tidbit that Alice in Wonderland is probably from the same. It is also just as old. I wish I should have said that really early. If anyone can find like some sort of ancient myth that is technically an isekai, then I'll put that at the top of my list because you gotta respect the classics. Minecraft movie, Owl House is an isekai. Owl House is an isekai? I've truly never watched it. I heard good things about it, but I've never watched it. Minecraft movie. 90. Honestly, you know what? I'm gonna say it. No, it's 9. I lied. I just put it at 9. I think being a crafter in the Minecraft world is pretty cool. That's pretty neat. I like that. But also, most of the things that exist in like a typical Minecraft world also exist in real life. Like they're just real things. And the things that don't exist, like creepers and diamond swords, you don't need, right? They don't make the world any more interesting. Just I guess people who play Minecraft will probably have a different opinion of that, thinking of all the cool things they can make in Minecraft. But also, I wouldn't like my life to be a sandbox, if that makes sense. True story. Jim Arkbold. Jesus went from an ethereal plane to our world. The Bible is a reverse isekai. Is it? I don't think that counts. Because technically Jesus already knew about this other world because he technically exists of the same timeline. It's not like an entirely different world. It's just a different part of the world he already knew existed. That's my stance on Jesus and the Bible being an isekai. John McCarr, welcome to the stream. John McCarr putting us back on track, actually talking about the game Break. I'm GMing some Girl by Moonlight right now. Oh, I've heard about Girl by Moonlight. And I just dropped in to say how much I love Break. The attention to the procedures of play is fantastic, and the aesthetics are on point. I'm going to look up True Stories by... Well, first of all, John McCarr, welcome to the stream. I'm glad you could be here. We were ranking non-anime isekai instead of talking about the book. I feel like most people in this chat are already fans of Break, so I don't need to sell them on it. True Story. Golly. It says here, the novel is a satire of outlandish tales that have been reported in ancient sources, particularly those that presented fantastic or mythical events as if they were true. Is an isekai. Probably Lucian, the True Story is from 125 CE. The crew of a ship end up on the moon and end up in a war with three-headed bird people. That's pretty... Listen, that fits the description. That's for real, for real. Okay. Okay. All right. We are wasting time here. We're wasting meaningful time. Yunoya says nobody tell Wintry that Real Life is a sandbox game. As soon as I said that sentence, I thought about it and chose not to think about it. So thank you, Yunoya, for that comment. Okay, we're an old tech junker from the Twilight Meridian, our goblin sage. Okay, that's what we're focusing on right now. Twilight Meridian is on has no dominant landmass, but is instead a series of a diverse and interrelated island. Floating island is like my favorite thing. Floating island is my favorite thing. I love floating islands. There are other things that are my favorite thing. I'm blanking on them right now, but I'm sure that floating island is among my favorite things. Other things that are also my favorite things are stories that let you take the powers of the people you beat. That is also among my favorite things. Big fan of wyverns, a little less of a fan of dragons. Big fan of ice as an element, less of a fan of everything else. Trying to think of other things that are like totally up my wheelhouse. Big monsters, big fan of big monsters, like big monsters. Big fan of that. Big fan of oversized weapons. That's also a big thing I'm a big fan of. But floating island is absolutely one of my favorite things. Is the Goblin Sage an isekai character? No, the Goblin Sage is very distinctly a goblin and not an isekai character. Goblin Junkyard says, a goblin junker, you say? I feel like I've been set up. Were you here specifically to set me up to end up in Goblin Junker? You're the person who gave me the 7, right? That's insane. Yes, I am indeed a junker. As per this chart, where I got to choose. Oh my gosh, where am I going here? Species. I went to Homeland. I went to 7, which was Twilight Meridian, and then I went to 7, which was Junker. So, Goblin Junkyard over here, leading me down the path of truth to the Goblin Junker. Your love of old tech. This is an impossibly nonsensical stream. Anyone watching this hoping to be sold on Break Tabletop RPG and trying to understand what exactly this game is about, go watch Dave Domovor's video. That's 33 minutes. It's already shorter than this stream, and it'll tell you way more than about what you need to know. Everybody in this stream right now, you're not learning productively. Let me just tell you. Yeah. Okay. Old Tech Junker, your love of old tech has matured into practical knowledge. The salvage yards of Stahlfeld. Stahlfeld. Okay, I'm pronouncing that right. Are your playground. Where you others see trash, you see treasure. Purviews. And I understand that purviews are like things that you're generally good at that you can pull on. It's kind of like skills, as I understand it. Picking your way through a mess, sidestepping catastrophe, tinkering and tooling about, starting gear, picking between small mechanical missile weapon. You mean like a gun? Okay. Light armor. We don't need armor. Armor is overrated in every game. If you are going to die, you are meant to. That's just how it goes. Armor is delaying the inevitable. Loomy slime lantern. Slime included? I certainly hope so. I didn't pay for a Loomy lantern. I paid for a Loomy slime lantern. And a scanner. I don't care much about a scanner unless it does something really cool that when I click page 181 here. Thank you, Break community member, for hyperlinking all the numbers in this book. Amazing. Long grabber. Can I have a long grabber instead? Instead of a scanner, can I have a long grabber? Okay, scanner is here. These technical wonders are salvaged and repaired by collectors and researchers. They are small boxes featuring a crystal display screen and are powered by ambient mana, allowing for continual use. When activated, this techno relic enables you to discern the presence and general location of any living creatures and sources of great energy, such as magic items, powerful undead, or synthetic life within 50 feet. During a fight, operating and reading the scanner requires the use of your action. Scanners make a loud, distinctive beeping noise when in use. This prevents stealthy movement when exploring. 1 slot, 1 gem. Cool. I would love to say it looks just like the little guy I have in the bottom left of my screen. That's what my scanner looks like. It's a crystal display screen. That's 1 gem and makes loud, distinctive beeping noises. Okay. So we are so far species, goblin, calling, sage, homeland, twilight meridian, very specifically a old tech junker. Kind of weird to be both a sage and an old tech junker, but let's continue on to traits. About my traits. There's positive traits and negative traits. Very cool. Roll on the positive table twice. And then roll on the negative trait table once. All right. So I need 3 random numbers between 10 to 400. Okay. I need 3 numbers between 10 and 400 to determine what the traits of my character will be. We can delete this isekai tier list. I honestly do not have any reason to preserve it. All right, 3037, 1, 2, 3. Okay. 3037 is the first one. 1. Okay. 1. Going to page 1, 2, 3. Oh, that's such a cute picture. Look at that. Is that Mario from Mario? This art is you're asking for. It's so funny. 3. So these are my 2 positive traits. Oh, so many people said many numbers. 42. And 4. Okay, our numbers are 1, 3, and 4. I'm good. Listen, Mario is red, not yellow. Let's get things straight. So these are my 2 positive traits over here. Let's make that big. And then let's see. 1 plus 1 might. You are more powerful or brutish than others of your kind. Wait, I need a different one. Okay, I'll just keep going down the list. 42, 27. I need a different number than 4. Oh, look at this art. Oh, cool. Champion. 4. I need a different number than 4. 15. We'll take this one. 15. What's up, Thumper? Welcome to the stream. Were you not here at the start? You weren't. Welcome back. Nice to see you. So 15. Let's see what traits we get. +1 insight. You're more observant or sharp. and others of your kind. Of course. Negative traits. -1 might. What do you mean -1 might? I just got +1 might. What do you mean? wait. Unreal. Positive and negative traits will cancel each other out, and 2 positive traits will stack to provide a +2 option. Oh, okay. So we could have gotten. So wait. with our original rolls, 1, 3, and 4, we could have gotten +1 might, +1 might, and then -1 might. This could have been our full roll of traits. Okay. That's pretty funny. But okay, sure. So in total, we are a sage, goblin from Twilight Meridian, who is +1, +1, +2, -1 might. Strong, but not too strong. That's us so far. Oh, interesting. Is this weird, this is this weird 2 weeks between like the US changing their clocks back and the UK changing their clocks, I imagine. That's probably what happened. I'm sorry. Let me see real quick. UK daylight savings happens on March 30th. So yeah, so this week and next week will be slightly offline. Will be slightly misaligned in terms of what time the stream starts. We do 8:30 p.m. EST, and we jumped forward. So that means we're we're 1 less hour apart, I think. Something like that. I think the stream starts 1 hour earlier for you, for this week and next week, for anyone in the UK or in Europe in general. Okay, so that's us so far. Lots of gains, but then injured back. Oh no, are you writing back injuries into my backstory? Terrible. How could you? Quirk. All right. Your quirk is a unique and peculiar aspect of your character. Will you have a robotic arm, be unusually resilient to magic, or have great fashion sense? I can't be all of those things. I feel like I could be all of those things. I could have a robotic arm and be resilient to magic and have a great fashion sense. Why limit my potential? Okay, so we're doing old world species quirk table. I need 1 more random number. 1 more random number from 10 to 400. I don't know why I'm specifying 10 to 400. I just don't want to assume that the earliest pages of the book have these d20s on them. This is just like a fun fact thing. This is just like this is how you introduce yourself at mixers, where you're like, hi, my name is Goblin Sage, and I have a robotic arm. You know, that's just kind of how you introduce yourself. So 271, Goblin Junkyard, quick to the punch. Oh, look at this art. How cool. 17, which means we have an Eldritch quirk. Okay, Eldritch quirk. There's another roll. Oh, we could take Arcbolt's roll. So 3. 6. All right, 6. We have Eldritch quirk. 6. Infested. What does it mean? Oh, I was like, oh, this one isn't hyperlinked because it's literally the page we're on. That's why. Infested. Right here. You are How could you do this to me? You are crawling with insects, the residue of a slain Asura or something equally terrible. the infestation has a vested interest in your survival and employs strange methods to ensure it. Advantages. When you choose to heal an injury during downtime, your friends can repair a single injury you've sustained, including the regeneration of destroyed limbs and other mutilated body parts. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. We can regenerate body parts. Disadvantages. You must consume twice as much food as normal to satisfy your own hunger and that of the infestation. When starving, the creatures are visible beneath your skin. Oh no, which can be unsettling to those that notice. Hypothetically, unsettling to those that notice. Hypothetically. All right. Well, that's our character. Infested. So we are a sage goblin from Twilight Meridian with +1 total might, who is also infested. Before we end this stream, because it is 9:52, we have to end. Of course, we only made it through character creation and didn't even touch how to play this game or anything else. You're welcome to watch other videos about that, or maybe we'll have a second stream about this. Who knows? Maybe we'll have an off day. I need a name to close the stream. Someone name this guy. And I will blow up the traits of this person. Just so you know, which Steve, it's not going to be Steve, man. You know how I ranked Minecraft World as an isekai. It's not going to be Steve. That's a silly suggestion. Like, I'll say it out loud. Bolter. Bolter is definitely an old tech. I forgot to add that. Old tech junkie type name. Bolter. Also seems like a name that would probably be a nickname he got later in life after he started dealing with old junk. Maybe his original name was something lamer, like Walter, and then it became Bolter because that's just objectively cooler sounding. It's not the sick Millard. All right. Well, the name of this guy is obviously Walter, Bolter, Millard, the Sick. I think we've got a winner here. We've got our main character, the sage goblin, old tech junker from the Twilight Meridian with a +1 might and infested, is most obviously Mr. Doctor, maybe. Why not? Dr. Walter Bolter Millard the Sick. And that is... and that, my friends, is Break the Tabletop RPG. We've done it. We've gone through the whole book. We've truly enveloped everything that everyone loves about this tabletop RPG. There's nothing else to read besides the 250 pages that we missed. If you'd like to find this game somewhere on the internet, you can most definitely find it at, I believe, breakrpg.com. breakrpg.com/products. This is an incredible body of work. So much art, so many mechanics. Such a colorful character creation that we've covered. The game mechanics, as I understand, is pretty much based in a D20 system. Not too many surprises there. And if you want more details, then you can obviously purchase the book yourself, which is available online, of course, in digital and physical versions. And of course, as I've advertised many times in the stream, just check out Dave Thaumavor's video or many other reviews on the internet. This was a very, very messy cover of this messy game. But this is game 69 of 99. We're on to game 70 next week. For people who don't know, I've posted on Blue Sky the game that will be following this week's live stream. So the next game is Beam Saber. We're covering Beam Saber. For people who like action mecha type stories, Beam Saber is next week's number 70 out of 99 more tabletop RPGs. Thank you guys for tuning in. Lots of really cool people showed up that I do not recognize but would love to see again. If you guys have opportunities at this time slot, every Tuesday, my Tuesday, some people's Wednesday technically. If you live anywhere that's not the Western Hemisphere. Actually, even if you live in the Western Hemisphere, it might already be tomorrow. But thank you guys so much. Have fun. See ya.